daughter is missing. And now at the house where she lives, the other girls are getting obscene phone calls.
Let me lick it. Lick it. Lick it. Let me lick your pretty.
Don't you think we ought to look into it?
What do you want? Why are you doing this?
Stop.
Get out! And don't go out there!
Now that was a good movie.
I love this movie. It was genius.
The direction, the acting, the storyline, that shit was bad.
The motherfucker scared the shit out of me, man. That shit could really happen.
Well, we are in the Christmas season. And of course, you know, you got to have the Christmas movies on there, theatrical releases. I think I think there's like two major ones left on there. There might be a couple ones in between on there. You know, we got the next Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and the Nosferatu movie that's coming out. And speaking of horror, there are two other horror Christmas themed movies returning to movie theaters this year. And they're going to be, I think one is already running as it is. The other one will be coming out closer toward Christmas, about the same time when Nosferatu is released. Both of these have been popular. One has been remade several times and is an old classic, and I always recommend this one as far as the horror film itself. Go see the original. This one is fantastic on there. I loved how this was done, and it has some early stars on there that became famous later on. But before we get to that one, let's get with this particular movie that's returning on there, and it is Terrifier 3. Yeah, that's right. Terrifier 3 is returning to theaters. Even though it has already returned in the UK and Irish cinemas, basically, even though there's going to be a fourth one, which will be split into two movies, so there'll be a fourth and fifth that's coming on there, which this one happens to be the bloodiest one of them all so far. But we'll read this from Fangoria. Merry Christmas, Terrifier 3 is returning to theaters. Following the news that Damien Leone's slasher sequel, Terrifier 3, was returning to UK and Irish cinemas, Cineverse and Bloody Disgusting have announced that the festive bloodbath will also be released in US theaters to celebrate the Christmas season. Terrifier 3 will return to theaters for a limited run starting on Christmas Eve and including Christmas Day, so you can do a Nosferatu double bill with Art the Clown himself. Officially the highest grossing unrated movie of all time, Terrifier 3 slashed its way through the global box office earlier this year, following its October release, scaring up a huge $88 million off a $2 million budget. Starring David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown, Lauren Lavera as the final girl, Sienna Shaw. Terrifier 3 also saw Samantha Scarfield and Ella Fullman returning as Victoria Hayes and Sienna's little brother Jonathan, respectively. I haven't seen this yet. Probably, who knows, I might catch it for the holiday season. But again, $2 million budget and made $88 million on, I think that's US alone. I think it made a little bit more overseas on that. But it's great to see stuff like this because there have been in the past. There have been horror films with a Christmas base. Especially this particular one, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary. And if you've not heard this one, this is a great... Do not see the other two versions of this. This is the one to see. Black Christmas. gets a theatrical re-release for its 50th anniversary. It's going to be a scary festive season soon. Variety reported that Black Christmas will be screened in 4K in some movie theaters for its 50th anniversary, thanks to American Genre Film Archive. That's right, it got a restoration, so it's probably going to be coming out on a Blu-ray. Black Christmas, which is one of the most famous horror films about the holiday season, will play in several theaters in Canada and the U.S. from December 7th, so it's already playing by now, 2024 to December 22nd, 2024. The company Mutant has also created a special and beautiful poster that fans can find at the screenings. This adds a special, unique element to each of the screenings that fans don't want to miss. Black Christmas is such an iconic horror that there have been 2 remakes in 2006 and 2019. Don't go see those. See the original. The original movie was released in 1974, stars Andrea Martin, Olivia Hussey, and Margot Kidder. The story explores what happens when college students spend the winter holidays at their sorority house and are chased by a killer who keeps phoning them. The movie is an early example of several scary movie tropes, including the evil phone and the calls coming from inside the house. The campy tone is a bit similar to the 1979 classic When a Stranger Calls, which stars Carol Kane and also centers around a killer making creepy phone calls to their intended victims. To me, this was a great horror flick. The ending itself was fantastic. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better from a horror film like this, of this nature. I mean, even John Saxon is another one they didn't mention in there, is also in this movie itself. And the original person behind this is Bob Clark. Now, if you're not familiar who Bob Clark is, all I got to mention is the movie that keeps getting aired every Christmas on TV. Yes, that's right. A Christmas Story. Bob Clark went from horror to comedy all in one shot on there. You know, I mean, like I said, this is a great film itself. This was shot, I believe, in Canada. Now to get it in 4K is fantastic. It is limited on there. I haven't seen anything from New York, but I believe if you look it up, you should be able to find it. If it's going to be shown locally, it's only going to be a limited release. But like I said, if you do miss out and you don't get to see it in the theaters, do catch it on there on streaming. It is still available on streaming out there. The variant poster is also available out there. It's about $50 for the variant. It's 18 by 24. It's a good looking poster on there. Basically, go check it out. Go check out Terrifier 3 if you get a chance, and go check out Black Christmas. Black Christmas is well worth it for a film that's 50 years old. You say, oh, it's from the 1970s. Oh, no. This is, believe me, all those horror tropes and everything you enjoy in current day horror films, you will find in this one. So comment. Let me know your thoughts about this. What are your thoughts about Terrifier 3 coming back to theaters, and one of the greats, Black Christmas, coming to theaters for a limited time during the holiday season? Don't forget to hit that like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I earn your subscription. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out Otaku Thursday this Thursday on Cuticast TV, YouTube, and Rumble.